large-scale surveys been conducted. And in fact, among them, the revolutionary step came in 92, 93 when National Family Health Survey was started, and it has already has, 5 rounds of it within an 3 decades time. And apart from National Family Health Survey, we have the other large-scale survey information, which is the National Sample Survey information. Being a teacher and academic, what I have often felt that all over the country, there is definitely a serious gap, serious bottleneck among young researchers to be having the capacity to exploit this large-scale survey-based information for scientific purposes. Having said that, I would not say that this bottleneck is just not addressed. It is addressed, but it is not addressed effectively. In the sense that in many of the institutions where data analysis courses are taken up, where statistics is taught, where actually information analysis and data exploration is taught, there has been an emphasis on actually acquainting the candidates with all kinds of large-scale survey information that is available in this country. One of the very important and pertinent point to note here is that at a point where we are in today, in the absence of a census for 1.5 decades, information base of socioeconomic nature is only available in large-scale survey data sets which collect information on Indian households. Apart from any areas of interest one can have, whether it is health, education, infrastructure, variety of other topics in which people will be interested to work on, the basic information that is to be understood and analyzed to evaluate a socioeconomic situation is the household-based information. And as these large-scale surveys have amounted to a level of magnitude of 6 lakh plus households in National Family Health Survey in the latest round, and regular periodic labor force survey, which is coming out from National Sample Survey Organization with similar magnitude of households with a coverage all over the country, I think basic information, the kind of information that will reflect the changes, evolving transformations that is underway will be obtained from the household. A serious inspection of Indian household-based information will perhaps inform a lot more on variety dimensions of well-being, variety dimensions of economic betterment, variety dimensions of convergence, which can be analyzed by these information base. As I began saying, that many people who, although there is a digital revolution in terms of information availability, the reports, information which were in the 90s or the late 80s were never available. Now in soft version, you have information flow which is enormous. And that perhaps instigates every individual when somebody reads a report which is based on a survey-based information. He becomes handicapped even if the survey information is available to him as to analyze that information to meet his ends or his curiosities. Given this kind of a situation, I would definitely consider this endeavor by ResearchWise to initiate a kind of a virtual training for number of young people who would perhaps get a hold of how to analyze large-scale survey-based information by using softwares like R, Stata, SPSS, and others. Given R being a free software, and it has become almost not anymore an unknown or unfamiliar software that can handle these informations very well, it becomes important to introduce and also make people feel at ease as to how use of R can make them very comfortable in reading this large-scale survey-based information, which are available in NFHS and NSS, as I mentioned. In fact, I wanted to tell 2-3 things about large-scale survey-based information and how it should be used. Because Often when you open a newspaper, you read many a things because so many observations from the side of the government, from the opinions made by intellectuals, and you do not find in them actually all of them are supported by evidence. That is the first in curiosity which comes to your head as to you want to test, you want to actually have a kind of a verification of that with data. And verification of that with data, when you see, you perhaps rest on the kind of information that gets obtained in these surveys. These surveys are not limited to, as I'm talking about, household-based information, because National Family Health Survey particularly has a wide range of information, though it pertains many of them to health alone. There is information on education. There is information on mobility. There is information on women's status. There is information on women's autonomy. There is information on adolescents separately. That means these surveys enable you to analyze any kind of problematic pertaining to a particular segment of the population, whether it be young, whether it is adolescent, whether it is women, whether it is elderly. Any segment of the population also can be addressed, can be examined from the problem perspective that one is interested in. Another factor that is very important is that these information being periodic, one of the important and very, very relevant thing to mention is that the changes that is evolving, the changes that is appearing can perhaps be, analyzed in a manner that those changes will, evidence for those changes can be generated. And further to it, it is also important that these surveys are not happening at the same time. There are a lot of administrative changes, programmatic changes, governmental interventions which are coming in place. And these surveys actually are benchmarked around those things. If a particular program, like for instance, look at the Digital Health Initiative of Government of India, it happens just recently. And many of the information that will be obtained in further National Family Health Survey will actually inform as to whether these interventions are making any impact on the ground. And those impacts perhaps can be evaluated on the basis of the information that is obtained. I am not going into typical details of what, because I see that there are about 100 plus participants in this program. And I could see that we are making them first familiar with how to use these tools and also to make practical use of these tools. We need to actually illustrate them with some information base, and that would be perhaps National Family Health Survey. Once the National Family Health Survey is introduced, the people who actually take this training are not going to be limited to National Family Health Survey. They will get a comfort zone in terms of handling any other large-scale survey-based data. So many of the large-scale survey-based data, once you are familiar with these tools, you can always start preliminary exercises with them according to the kind of point of interest you have. So why I would actually appreciate this endeavor is on 2 to 3 grounds. One is that there are, in our country, there are a huge number of students who are at local universities, local institutes, remote places, where actually there is no systematic training provided to them. There is no exposure provided to them in terms of these kind of information availability. At the best, because of internet access, they can always know or obtain the reports. But reports are limited to what is actually published, what is actually analyzed. You can be informed, but reports do not suffice a individual inspection of your own topic of interest, and therefore these tools becomes entirely necessary. The second point which I feel is important, that familiarity with these softwares are becoming almost the need of the hour for everyone, in the sense that any kind of analysis that you want to carry out, these softwares facilitate that in a very interesting manner. For instance, making pictorials out of it, making different analysis out of it. These softwares will facilitate, apart from merely handling large-scale survey data. And third and very, very important thing, which every participant should note, that these are not one-point handholding. In fact, this kind of trainings are showing you the window, and you must make practice. You must get into as a community to help each other in terms of who is failing, who is doing. If you make a kind of an interactive site where you can exchange problems that you have, exchange failures, or that something is not working. I think as a community, like therefore the R software has a R community. Therefore, that software has grown so nicely is because it has helped every individual user in terms of what they do, how do they do, and this exchange has enriched the use of the software substantially. So I think as provider or as an initiating agency, research wise might initiate this, but as a community who get trained, as a group who get trained on this particular software, need to have a kind of an exchange by which they can help each other. And this hand-holding exercise initiated by research wise will see its fruit in the long run. And I have some statement to make that I happen to be heading an organization called Indian Health Economics and Policy Association. We have started, or we are starting, a new journal called Health Empirics, where it is encouragement to every young individual who is able to do empirical analysis of health-based information available anywhere, could perhaps make this as an avenue to see the research in publication. So that is my own advertisement, you may say, but I think there are very small, very limited avenues for young people's output to get published. And I, along with ResearchWise, really feel proud that so many participants have come up to participate in this, and we must do an effective job out of it. And as I said, this is not one-time affair. This is an affair which has to be quite strongly engaged, quite continuously engaged, so that the fruit of it can be felt in terms of the output that you can derive. I wish you all the best, and I think I have always been part of such endeavors elsewhere, and I've seen that if we do this handholding, it's a very satisfying and rewarding exercise. Thank you very much, and thank you ResearchWise team for having invited me to say these encouraging words to the youngsters who want to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mishra, for delivering such an insightful and thoughtful address. I would definitely agree with whatever you said, because as a young social science research student, I do feel that there are wide resources available, but we are not trained to analyze it. Or I believe like workshops like this could help us to come together as a community to like get empowered and like push each other to enhance our skills and grow together more successfully in the research field as we are interested. Um, Now I would, you would have same thing to add?
Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. So now I would like to invite my colleague Sanita to introduce our expert. You, Sanita.
Yes, thank you, Ramya. Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome our workshop instructor, Mr. Saurabh Dey. He is a doctoral fellow in biostatistics and demography at International Institute for Population Sciences, Mumbai, and also a consultant in monitoring and evaluation at IGP Health Delhi. He has over 5 years of experience in public health research and data analytics, and has also worked with large scale datasets, including the NFHS and NSS. He has published multiple research papers and has presented his papers at various national and international conferences. And he is skilled in data, R programming, and various other analytical tools. So we are glad to have him as our workshop instructor, and we look forward to learning from his expertise. So without further delay, I will hand it over to our workshop instructor, Mr. Saurabh De, to begin the session.
Yeah, thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you, Ramya. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Uh, it's a great pleasure to talk about data analysis about R, and it was a very nice introduction by Professor Mishra. It was always great to listen to him, always. So he has already mentioned about the importance of data analysis and large scale data, and what is the current scenario now. And the learning of the data analysis, these packages are important. It's not a luxury now, it's like a day-to-day common thing. So we need to learn these softwares which are ready, available in our freely available, basically. So one of such software, or you can say language, is R programming. So it's this R programming actually created in 1991, actually by two statisticians called Ross Ihaka and Robert Gentleman. They are from University of Auckland, and from their initial name, it is called the R programming. It was followed by, there is a programming called S programming also, but gradually it is developed, and it is continuously developing by a core team of R, which is a means it's a used by freely available. So the main reason to use this R, because it can handle various kind of data, and its visualization is one of the best. So that's why. And secondly, it's powerful for data analysis and statistical modeling. Okay, and the built-in program in R is really convenient. And this is there is a huge amount of various packages which is exist in public domain. And also there is a excellent for this visualization. There is also various packages are also there, like Gran or GitHub, or Google is there also. And this R is actually largely used in social science research mainly, and health research also, as well as various economics, and now also the machine learning and AI is also rapidly using this R language along with the Python one. So there is a strong community of it, and support is there. So the importance of R is numerous. So before going to, I think, to our analysis, start with our analysis, I would like to just get a brief introduction from you guys. So we don't need to share your name or all those things. I will share a link with you in your chat box. Just if you can answer those some of the questions, then we can start. Yeah, first, if you can say what's your background basically. Meanwhile, I also request Sanhita to share the OneDrive link for the two software of R and RStudio. I hope everyone got the instruction to download those two software.
Yes, I'm sharing.
Thank you. Yeah, so mostly I think from student, basically a student research scholar and various government employee are there, in this group. Thank you. So if you can start answering this, the next question basically it's which application do you frequently use basically. You can start. You can give your answer in the same link. Okay. So with 5% are familiar with the R and mostly with the Excel, SPSS, and Stata. Okay. Okay. Whoever is uh, had known some part of the art, can you answer the final one? What's your how much your expertise if you can rank so that we can get. Okay. 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 Basically, so beginner to basic, basically. Okay. Thank you. So I will straight away go to installing the R software. So I hope you everyone has downloaded those two software. So first, before going to installing, just remembering you have to download the R software first, then we'll go to the RStudio, because R is basically, if you can like if you can say, R is the car engine. Okay. And RStudio is like a steering. So without the engine you can't go. So yeah, the basic mechanism is R. Actually the language is the R, where all the calculation data analysis happen. But the interface, if you can say, the RStudio is a integrated development environment. Okay, so it is more familiar to users. So we are mainly using the RStudio only. I will show the both the interface and we'll go after that. Okay. So if you have the R software, just start installing that one. My screen is visible now. Okay. Okay. So start installing. If you do install RStudio before the R1, there can be some error. That's why we have asked to download only, so that installation can be done here. So after installing the R1, then you can install the RStudio. It will take some time, I think. Studio. Meanwhile, I'll show the R software interface. This is the basic R interface, and the interface is not that much user friendly actually. That's
Sir,
why
it's not visible.
It's not visible.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it's not visible.
Is it visible now?
No, sir, it's not visible.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Yeah, so first install the art, then you will get, if you open the art, main art software, you will get the interface like this. Okay. And there is various option. You can start with a R script. Script is basically like the two file where you can store your codes and you can open those scripts, and or you can directly use this console one to write your programming code. Okay, suppose I'll just give an example. Suppose I'm starting with simple algebra. Okay, so we are just adding 2 plus 3. If you enter, you'll get the result. For simple algorithms, it will work fine, but whenever we'll do various data analysis, test and analysis, then it won't work smoothly. That's why we need this RStudio software, and that interface is much more user friendly and widely used. Okay, so I'll also show that interface. I hope everyone has installed the RStudio also. So this is the when you open the RStudio, we usually see this main 4 panels. Panel means this is the script one. This is console. Console is written. This is console, and terminal background job is also there. I will come one by one to each section. This is console basically. Then this is environment where the data is stored, where all your data set is imported and all those things, where this is history is also there. I'll come one by one. And this is file, where the file is there, current directory is there, where the your plots are there, various packages are there. These are all those things. So first if I start with the console, it is equal similar to the R, what we have seen here. Similar to this console is the RStudio console. Okay, and you can write the any uh, command here. Like suppose we want to calculate uh, suppose any algebraic function, it will give. Okay, this is for just for example. And the main drawback of this console is it doesn't save history for the later. So if you done something here, so it won't work, means it won't give you in future. Okay, so that is the main drawback here. And so if you only writing directly, then it is fine. Otherwise, console is basically to write the code instantly only. Okay. Is there any query from anyone? If you have facing any issue, just tell if you can say, you can unmute yourself and you can mention the problem.
Yes, sir. Some of us are getting only 3 panels. So if you can mention how to do it 4 panel, like we're not getting the R script panel.
RStudio.
Yeah, in R studio, some of us are getting only 3 panels.
Okay, I think means script maybe they are not getting. They are getting like this one. Are you getting like this? If you can answer.
We can't share. We can't see your screen, sir.
Oh, sorry. One second.
Yes, we are getting like this.
Okay, so this is actually the console which I was talking about. Okay, so this console does not save any history for later. Okay, so for getting the fourth one also, but just for your information, there is also this terminal is also there. Actually, terminal, the use of terminal is directly not there. Okay, so like in console, we are typing for any addition, subtraction, for any code, we are getting the result. But in terminal, basically used only when we are using work with different data source like GTAB or automation or systematic tool. So terminal is not you will be using for this workshop. It will be used for maybe in further any other scope. Okay, so for now we are mainly focusing on the console one. For the fourth one, which are missing in every one cases, for that one, that is script editor, which is also you can say in other programming software as do file also. So for that you can go to the file. Okay, then new file, and you will get the R script. Okay, there is also shortcut of that, Control Shift and N. So if you click that, you will get that fourth one. Is it fine now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can repeat, like if you don't have the fourth one, just go to file, then new file, and then R script. You will get that fourth one. Okay. Yeah. Should I continue? Okay. So this is the uh, this is the code file, or you can see as a root file also. Here you can also write the similar pattern, like what we're doing here. This similar thing we can write like 6 by 2. But for running this one, you have this run button. Okay, if you click this one, you will get the result in the console. Starting from where, Darsana, can you unmute yourself and repeat starting means from which one? No, you for RStudio opening, you if you don't open R, it will work, but you have to install the R before RStudio. Okay. Darsana, are you getting? No, you don't have to install now. You can remind it later. Still, it will work. If you want to open the RScript one, just go to File, then New File, and then RScript. Click that one, you will get the new one. Okay. Yeah, correct, Sunny. Okay. I think I should continue. Yeah. So for getting any result, if you write any command, this is a very easy to write command in R. Like for any algebraic command, suppose you are dividing something 6 divided by 2, you just write 6 divided by 2 and then this run, click the run button. You will get the result in the console. Okay. Okay, so this is actually you can save similarly as the do file. Like if you just can save as, and wherever your file is there. Suppose my file is here. So suppose under the day one, I am writing as day one. Okay. And it will be saved as .r file. Okay. So day one .r, it will be saved. I can show the path also. Here is that R file. Okay. So that's how you can save your R script file. Okay. So coming to another this panel, you can go to environment one. That is also where the data is stored. Suppose we are storing something. Suppose Z. Suppose a value we are assigning. Just show this one. I'll later explain detailedly how we are writing this all those commands. Suppose we are assigning some values to Z. Okay. So if we run that one, you can see in environment, you will get that name as Z, the value, and its values are 10, 20, 13, like this. Okay. Everyone is getting? Okay. Okay, so you can show this value is stored in here. Similarly, you can also calculate. Suppose you want to compute the mean of this Z value. Okay, so if you write mean, it will automatically keep the option mean, and in first bracket you just have to mention that Z. You want to calculate the mean of the Z. Okay, if you run that one, you will get the mean value. Okay. So this is the data set where your data will be there. Okay. So this is environment and history. This is where all the code, whatever we have written up to now, all will be here. All the history from installing to various things. Okay, here it will be there. Okay. And connection is like if you want to connect with other data sources, like online data sources also, it can be added. So that new connection, it can be connected. For as of now, like if you want to import some data, because all the data won't be here, or we will not be writing all the data. So we'll import some data. So from there you can connect the new data. And there is also some procedure to importing some data. We'll explain later. Okay. And tutorial is basically if you want to have some help from the R software, you can get it from here. Also, you can get it also like if you write help. Suppose you want to know about what is mean. So if you just write mean and then run that one, you will get here what is mean. R has a separate library where all the information is there. Okay. Okay, this is this panel, environment panel. And lastly, this panel is basically file is where the all your files are there, working directory is there, where from where the data is coming. This is file. Then plot, if you want to plot something. Suppose if you want to plot, plot, suppose this z value, if I want to plot, it will come like this. The plot means the graph will come in the plot section. Okay, you can you repeat the we don't see text environment and process. Okay. Okay, so environment is like if you are storing something, some data, that will be shown here. Suppose here I am written as Z. Suppose I am writing another one. Suppose I am assigning a value in A. Okay, this arrow one is a operator. Okay, we'll explain this one also. I'm just giving the overall interface, and then I'll come one by one. Suppose I'm assigning a value to A, suppose 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is one I want to run. If you run that one, you can see the value came here. So the assigned values are stored in the name of A. Okay, so environment will store all the data, whatever you are storing to something. Okay, and then this history is whatever code you are running, all those things will come here, all the history. And then connection, if you want to connect some another data, basically some big data or some open source data, that will be connected through here. And this is the tutorial. I hope it's fine now.
Can we run all the codes together or should we do it one by one?
If all your code is available, you can run together also. But here we are showing one by one for your simplicity. Later we can do the same process, means all together you can run. Does history work like a log file? Not exactly like log file. It is like you can whatever if you know the data version, in the left panel, all the history means whatever you have run up to now, that will be shown. That is, it is not like a log file. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. I'll tell about log file and all those things. What's the difference between console and environment? Okay, console is like whatever your result will come, that will be shown in the console. An environment, like if you are storing something, that will be stored in the environment. You are if you are assigning some values to some variable, that will be there in environment. That can be, that data can be used later on also. But in console, it will just give the result. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so this is the file plot. There is some also, there are various packages as I mentioned. Based on our need, we can install these packages. Okay, so you can directly install from here also, or you can write the code in the script or in the console. Suppose this any of the uh, any packages if you can, suppose this is dplyr, which we will use later on also. If we click this one, you will get the details of regarding the dplyr. Okay, and if you want to install, you can click that one. uh, if you click that one, it will show in the library. Because I have already installed previously library one, that's why it is showing library model TP layer. You have to open the library whenever you are using. But if you want to install the package, you can click this button, install the R package. First select that file and then install the R package. Click this button. Okay, then you have to write this dplyr. Okay, and then install. Just so to know. Then it will start installing. TPLI, yes, it's a package. Yeah, okay. You can do that way also, or you can write also install dot packages. Okay, this option install dot packages. If you start writing, R will automatically give you option which one you want to continue. Okay, so if you want to install packages, you can choose this one. Then you can write that you want to install the dplyr. Okay, if you know what packages you need to install, then you just write that one, and then if you run that one, it will start. Just every time R will say you have to install before requested. So if you said no, it will be fine. Otherwise, R will again reboot. Okay, so it will install that one, and now you can call that library. So if you can write the library dplyr. Okay, so now that dplyr library is called. That's how we called the library from the packages. Okay, this is the package section. There is thousands of packages are there. Maybe some of the are not here because maybe we can import those packages from this install button also, if you know the package name. Okay, so whenever we need some packages, we will install from here.
So I am getting this warning called RTools is required to build R packages, but is not currently installed. What is that? How do I fix this?
So you have not installed R software.
Yes.
There is two software. One is R, one is RStudio.
Yes. One is the R GUI, right? That one.
Yes, this one. This is the main R software, and this is the RStudio one. Yeah, it's here that. This is the RStudio one, and this is our main software. Before the RStudio, you need to install the R. That's why I have asked you don't install prior. First, you have to install the R1, then you have to install the RStudio, because RStudio runs from the R software mainly, because that is the main programming language, but it should be installed before the RStudio.
Yes, sir. I do have that.
still it's not working?
No, as in this R Studio, I'm getting this warning called R tools is required to build R packages.
Maybe then R has not been installed properly. You need to reinstall uninstall both the software and then start installing both. I think that may help. Please try that one. If doesn't help, then I will see. Okay. Yes. Some system library is there. Okay, yeah. Which interface? Banika, can you unmute and say which interface do you need? Did
Yeah,
you
I'm
need
talking about these.
packages?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So in the file section, there is file plot, then packages is there. If you click the packages above the packages, you will get this kind of thing.
Yeah, where do I select sets, camera, select repositories, the packages?
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Where do I click now?
Yeah, in the
Install
packages,
packages.
that one you can get this interface. Otherwise, you can also write the same thing like I have shown already. Install dot packages. If you write and in the first packet in this colon under the semicolon, sorry, in the an inverted comma, you can write that particular packages. Suppose dplyr, which were mentioned. Then if you run that one, you will get the package will be installed. Is it fine?
Let me try.
Install dot packages. Okay. Okay. What? Yes, I'm getting.
Install the
No,
packages
this
and then
this is fine. Warning message is fine. Yes. Okay. If you're facing any
can
individual
I share
issue,
my screen?
okay.
Is it visible?
Not yet.
Hush.
Okay. We can see later also. Okay. Please we can complete because there is many points to cover today. If you are facing any issue, later we can solve that one. Okay. If you just
Yes, sir.
start seeing the.
Can we get this recording after the class today?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so these are the main four. This is also, there is a help button is also there, where all the documentation is there, and this is some there is also viewer packet, where if you load a data set, there can be interactive HTML can be shown here. Okay, these things will come later. So this is the basic interface of R. Okay, so we'll directly go to the R syntax now. So whatever we'll do, please write in the R script, because that can be stored. You can save. There is a save button is also there. So whenever you are doing, just save that one, so that it don't any of your code don't get lost. Okay, so uh, we'll start coding with R language is basically uh, just like the grammar in English. Okay, so it's case sensitive. So there is a point of capital X and small x. Okay, so if you write capital X, that is different, and small x, that is different. Okay, so I'll give some example. Suppose I'm giving x is a small one. I'm assigning a value. This is assignment operator, this arrow one. You can also use the equal one, but it is better to use this one. Okay, if you write, suppose give x as 5. Okay, if you write, run that one, and then if you want to show what is x, you just write the x1 and run. You will show the value of x also. Okay, and now if you write the capital X, as if you give some another value of it, suppose 10 you are giving, then the capital X will give the result of 10, not the smaller one. Okay, because it is a case sensitive one. There is an error called object X is not found, because I don't run this one. I am direct writing loading this one. So you have to load both the line. So you'll get the result as capital X as 10. Okay. So R is case sensitive. That is first point, and this R can be used as a, you can say as a calculator also. It's pretty easy. Like if you are writing like 10 plus 3, it will give automatically as 13. You can get the result here. This 13. Okay. Similarly, you can write various thing like 10 divided by 2, or you can write 10 multiply with 3. Okay. If you run this chunk, you will get all the result. Like someone is mentioning, if we can run all the code simultaneously, you can run. It will give the result all the first all the code selected. Like we are getting here 13 for the first, then 5, then 10 into 3 is 30. Okay. So these are the basic arithmetic operators which are used in R. Like similarly, if you want to keep any power, you have to keep this upper one operator, and then if you give run this one, it will give as 10 to the 2, then that is 100. Similarly, you can give like if you want to calculate like a remainder, suppose 10, not even 3. Suppose we want to calculate. If you select that one and run, you will give 1, because if you divide the 10 with the 3, then you will get the remainder of 1. Okay. Is it fine with everyone, or something I'm missing? Okay. Okay, so these are the basic arithmetic operator actually. So these are need to be remembered. Again, if you want to calculate integer division, if you want, suppose, so you just write 10 modular and then divide, and again modular with 3. You will get that integer division. Okay. Similarly, you can give the log function also, you can write. Okay, suppose I'm just giving a natural log of suppose 5. Okay. Here this is natural logarithm. Okay, so if you compute this one, it will give the result. Okay, and if you want to binary logarithm, then you have to mention that one. Suppose log, if you are using 2, that is binary logarithm, then you have to mention log 2, and under 5, if you mention that one, if you run that one, you will get the binary logarithm. Okay, this binary logarithm you can also write like this. The simple log 1 you write, then in bracket you write 5, then comma, and you have to mention the base, that is 2. So if you run that one also, you will get the same result. Okay. So similarly, you can change the base, whatever you want to compute for logarithm. Okay, there is also some relational operator is also there. Suppose we want to know if 5 is more than 3. If we run that one, it will give the result as true. Yes, 5 is greater than 3. Okay, suppose I am writing 3 is greater than 5. Okay, if you run this one, it will give an false. Okay, so this R is automatically built to give the relational operator which is correct and which is wrong. And if you give 5 equals to 5, then if you run that one, it will also give as true. And if you suppose give 5 not equal to 5, okay, then this is not equal to symbol. Okay, if you run that one, it will give false because 5 equals to 5. This is relational operator. Okay, so these are some of the point for operator perspective. We'll now go to various data types. Okay, there are basically 4 data types mainly we work here. First one is the numeric, second one can be character, third one is logical, and fourth one is factor. Okay, Akan sir, please check. If it's not working, then we'll see later. Okay, after the class. Okay, so for data types, there is mainly what I was mentioning. There is basically 4 type of data, like numeric, character, logical, and factor. Okay, suppose if we are assigning some values for x, suppose we are assigning a numeric value as 10. Okay, that is integer. So if you run that one, it will run and it will be stored here as x. If you can see in environment, the x is stored as 10. Okay, and there is a command as class. If you run that one, it will give what type of this number is there. It is numeric, so it is giving the numeric one. And if you suppose I am assigning another one, suppose that is y equals to suppose 3.4, it will again store in the environment. And if we run as class, what class of y, then it will also give the numeric one. But if we add and we write as a text, then it will give as, it will named as text also. Suppose I'm giving a name. Suppose name is as a variable I'm giving. Okay. Suppose for assigning a character value, we have to give this double quote. And suppose give a name of, suppose Amit. Okay. So if you run that one, the name, the value name is name and the value is Amit. Okay. So if you run that class, sorry, I'm writing in console. Suppose I'm writing here class as name. If you run that one, it will give as character. So this value is character. So R is built with this different type of knowing the data type, a different type of data type. So if you don't if not sure what type of data type, you can check in the through this class option, class in bracket the value name. Okay. So this is one. Uh, then you can go, if we can go to logical, then suppose I am assigning another one. Is there any question? Why did you use double quotes for name? Because it is not numeric. For assigning the text, you have to mention uh, uh, for it is a text, you have to mention it is a character, because R won't take the value. There will be error. You can try that. Okay. So suppose I am again taking a value. Suppose C. Suppose a value which is taking 5 greater than 2. Okay. Suppose I am giving a assigning this value. If we run this one, we'll see it will run. And if we want to see what is C, then it will show true because 5 greater than 2. Okay. Suppose I'm I'm giving another one. Suppose D is another variable name. Okay, D is suppose 2 greater than or 5 less than 2. Okay. So if we run this one, it will assign, but when we run the D1, it will say it is false. You have given the wrong logical expression you have given. It will take the value, but it won't give the correct answer. Means it will give as a false logic. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. Okay. So these are some of the there is another one as factor variable. If some categorical variable is there or group variable is there, suppose we want to mention a variable called gender. Okay, we want to assign a want to make a variable gender. We can assign, suppose for this gender you have to means categorical variable, you have to use a function called factor. Okay, so factor, under factor there is gender, suppose male, again female, just 2 is enough. Okay, if we run that one, okay, sorry, because this is a group one. So you have to you have to give the whole vector one, because this is a vector more than one you are getting. So and we are giving as a character, so you have to mention that one. Otherwise, you don't take the whole one. Then it will come as gender, male, female, both. And one thing is important, like if you write something wrong, if you update that one, again run the same thing, it will automatically update the existing one. Okay. Yeah, it can be assigned to values also. I'm just giving for example for factor. It can be for values also. For character one, I am just showing. Similar thing can be done with the values. Okay. So this is the factor variable or categorical variable, you can see. Or if you run the level, what is the level of this variable? Then what you will get? These two category. There is level means what are the category is there. Okay, if there is multiple categories there with a more than suppose 3-4 categories there, we don't know what are the categories of a variable. If we run the levels in bracket the variable name, then it will give what are the categories are there. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Just a quick clarification. Are we
Yes.
adding C in front of the, front of the variable because we are creating a set of variables? Is it why we are adding
Yes.
C?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So this way we can create a set of factor variable. These are kind of various type of data or variable you can see. In it can be shown in various data also. So this way we can introduce to R, means how the variables can be write in the code. We'll go one by one whenever we'll deal with the real data. Okay. So this is the function we are basic function we will use in further coming sessions. Okay. So this is one. What he's questioning about this, why we are giving the C1, because we are creating a vector. Okay, so what is vector? Suppose we are assigning another one. Suppose P is a variable. We want to assign some values now. So we don't need to have to give the double quote. So just we'll give some numbers. Okay, this is a this is a vector. If you run this one, the P1 will automatically save as here P, the numeric variable. So these are the values of it. So if you just run the P, only write the P and run, you will get the set all the number what P is storing. Okay. So now it is taking 0 to 9. If you want to just want to use the algorithm, means this arithmetic, any operation if you want to do, suppose you want to do multiply all the numbers. So you just write P into P. Okay. And if you run that one, you will see it will be multiplied with each one, means P value of one value with the another one. Okay. Similarly, it can be like P divided by P due to. Similarly, it will divide all the values with each other.
Sir,
Is it fine?
what is the difference between, hello?
Yes.
So what is the difference between,
Yes,
let's say you have given gender and factor, you have given male, female. These are already two categories that are inside gender, right? And then when you're writing gender and running, it is already showing levels, male, female, right? And then again you are at
Because
level
it has
12.
only categories only. This is a simple example, and we are taking only for simple example like gender. We are assigning only two category. If there is suppose 10 to 15 categories, okay, so you have to mention all those category first. Okay, then you are, if you want to check, if you don't know what are the categories are there, will use the level function. Level function will show what are the categories are there in your variable, because maybe you can get some data which variables level are already defined. You don't know the level, so if you want to check that one, so factor is you, by factor we are giving the level means category, we are dividing the category. Okay, and by levels we are checking the what are the categories are there. Is it
Okay,
fine?
okay, yeah.
Can you explain the meaning of class command, why it is called class? This one you want to say? Means class means what type of data that one. That's why it's nothing else of other for why it is called a class. Okay. The type, we want to know the type of the data, that why what class it is there, means is it numeric, is it characteristics, that's why. Okay, so similarly if you assign this kind of values to some variable vector, if you are assigning, you can do the similar arithmetic calculation. Okay, you can also means similarly you can also assign the characteristic value. Only you have to give the double quote, and under the inside the double quote you have to mention the you have to give the category, characteristics. Okay, I'm not repeating that one. Okay. So this is one of the this is one of the data structure, you can say. Similarly, if you want to suppose generate a sequence, okay, suppose we want to generate a sequence. For that, you have to write. Anyone want to? Anyone mentioning something? Are you good to go? Okay, I think it's fine. Okay, so if you want to compute the sequence of any some suppose sequence of from a length of 6 from 0 to 5, you just mention suppose 0 to we want to calculate 40. Okay, we want to give a sequence, so just write sequence seq and in bracket 0 to suppose 40 you want to compute. Okay, it will give the this value from 0 to 140, because we have not given any interval or so it will automatically by default it will take of default of, suppose you want to give a default. Okay, similar thing you want to just write sequence of 0 to 40, just give again a comma, then you can write by equals to, suppose I want to give by 3. Okay, so we run that one, we'll see from 0 to 40 the value will show from 0 to 40, but there will be interval of 3, and the last value will be 0 to 39. Okay, similarly suppose uh, if we want to generate a sequence from suppose 0 to 40 with a length of suppose 5, and there will be no equidistant. Okay, so suppose uh, I want to do that sequence 0 to 40, and we have to mention only length. Suppose it is not okay. I'll show that. Suppose we have a sequence, you want to assign a value to a sequence, the same sequence 0 to 40. You can also assign that one in you can store that one in a variable. Okay, so suppose 0 to 40. It is the sequence maybe. Yes. Okay, it is stored as under the name of S. You can see here. So it is there. Suppose we want to, if you are being asked to choose the seventh element of that sequence, how will do that? So you have to just write the variable name. Then in third bracket, suppose you want to show the seventh element of the sequence. Okay, so if you run that one, you will get the seventh number. You can see from here, 18 is the seventh number of the sequence. Okay. Similarly, if you want to suppose drop a number from the sequence, suppose you want to drop the eighth element, that is here, which one? 21. So just you have to write the minus and that number. If you run that one, you can see the eighth one, which was earlier is 21. You can see that is not showing now. Why the square bracket for this function? Okay, so for sequence, for mentioning it is, we are using the square bracket basically. When suppose if you use the similar thing, it won't run because the sequence value won't take. In sequence, you have to keep the third bracket. But in normal cases, when we do, we mainly use the, when you declaring some function or so, then the first bracket would work. But when you mentioning some particular element of a sequence, you have to mention the in third bracket. Okay. Then suppose we want to give some compute some a sequence where all the values should be more than 5. Okay, let's define that one. Why do we use C? The word C. Which C? Which one? This one. This is it will take the all the values of that group. For assigning the group, we just for the function it is taken as C. Okay, so suppose we want to generate another variable from that same sequence of S, where the S should be more than 2. Okay, we want a new sequence from that old sequence of S where all the values are more than 2. That is stored in C, suppose. So if you run that one, you will get a new sequence where all the values are more than 2. Okay, so if you run that one, you will get all the values are more than 2. If you say, suppose it is more than 5, if you want to check, just write more than 5. If you update that one and run again that value, you will get all the values would be more than 5. Okay, you have to give that logic, whatever you wanted. Okay, suppose you want to create a see the values which are even integer in nature. Okay, so you have to assign, you have to mention, suppose I want to show from that S sequence. So from that we have to mention this way, which are even integer. The function call is trunc. Okay. S, the sequence name, which are divided, if we divided by 2, it will be even. So it will show only the even integers, which are divided by 2. Okay. Similarly, you can show as the odd integer also. The same thing. You just have to change the logic. That is divided by 2. That is not equals to. Already mentioned, this is the not equal to symbol, not equal to trunc of that. Trunc is a function which will show this odd and integer, even integers function. If you run that one, you will only see the odd values. Okay. Okay. So then suppose we want to make a matrix. Matrix, I hope everyone knows. Suppose value we want to assign M. We want to create a matrix. The function is called a matrix. The function name are very simple in R. Okay, so just write matrix. Suppose you want to get 1 to 6 of the total values of 1 to 6 you want to take, and you give the comma. Then suppose for in row you want to write the row number of row is equal to 2, and column name is number of column is equal to, suppose I want 3. Okay, so this is the function matrix. So if you run that one, the value is assigned here, data 1 to 6 it is taking. We are taking 1 to 6, and matrix is M. So if we run the M, you will see here is the matrix where it is taking 1 to 6 value. There is 2 row and 3 column. Okay. Is it fine, everyone? Okay. Okay. Suppose for this in matrix, we want to see some values of a matrix. There can be a very long matrix also. Suppose there can be 10 to 10 cross 12 matrix, or any big matrix is there. So suppose we want to say a particular value of a matrix. So what we'll do, we'll write that M, sorry, here I write M, and we'll see which variable. One, suppose we are showing the second first row and second column. Okay. First row, second column, if you are seeing, we just have to mention the position. So here the values are same. So suppose I am changing it. 10 to, suppose here takes 10 to 16. Okay. It will give the continuous, it are taking continuous values. That's why 10 to 15 it is. Okay, for this M matrix, we want to see the first row and second column number. If we run that one, we'll get the first row and second column. If you want to change, suppose we want to increase the matrix, suppose 5 cross 4th. Now we are checking the matrix. If we run that one, we'll get the 5 cross 4 matrix. Similarly, if we want to take the matrix first row, or suppose third row, 4th column value, if you want to check, we just have to mention the position M 3, 4. That is third row and 4th column. If you run that one, you will get this value, third row, 4th column. Okay. Same way you can see which value if you want to see. That's why you can go to any value. You can check any values in a matrix. Is it fine? Okay. Suppose now we want to check some. We want to make a list. List means it's a one-dimensional structure actually that can be store element of different type of values we can store. It can be including vector, matrix, or even other list also, because it's very flexible also, so it can be used. I'll give an example so that you can understand. Suppose I'm making a variable called list. Okay, so we will give the value to list. The function is list only. Okay, so I'll change the variable. Suppose L is the variable, and we are assigning the function list, where suppose I want to write like suppose name I am giving. Name, suppose name is it can be a variable name. Okay, and we are assigning a character one. Suppose we are giving Ram. Okay, so we are giving a Ram, and his age is, we are also giving, suppose age is equals to his 30. Okay, and what he got in some exam mark he got. Suppose we want to get some marks scores, suppose equals to some values. We want to give some, suppose he got 75, then 45, then 56. These are the variables. So here we are using multiple options, like we are using vector also, we are using the normal character function also, we are using the numeric function also. So in list you can give in one dimension wise set of variable where it can store multiple type of data. Okay, so if we run this one, you are taking this list of 3 variable, list of 3 assign. So from when we assign multiple number of option, so it will give this option. You can show the values from here also, where different type of variable is there. One is name, that is Ram. One is age, that is number. One is score, that is taking 1 to 3, that is 3 number is there, 75, 45, 56. Okay, from here also this button you can also see, or you can also write only this L, and if you run this one, you will see all the what are the values are there. Under name it is Ram, under age it is 30, under score it is the values of the score. Okay, or you can, suppose you want to check, don't want to see all the values, you want to see a particular value. Okay, so you just have to mention, if you write L, and then you will give dollar symbol and a particular variable name. Suppose I want to see only the age. L variables age only I want to see. So L, then you have to give the dollar symbol and then age. And if you run this one, it will show only the values. So this is useful for small number of datas. For the huge number of datas, you have to make a data frame, which I will say in a little bit. Okay. So this is one-dimensional data. If you are creating, then it would be useful for using. Okay. And you can also see, like, suppose for AL, you can also see another variable also, name also. If you want to see, you can check. Similarly, it will show the value of the name. Okay. Is it fine with everyone? Okay. Okay, so this is as this the function is list. Now we'll go to data frame, which is most important and which will be used uh, several time in this workshop also, and further also whenever you use in the work with data in R. Okay, so suppose we want to create a data frame. Data frame actually is a two-dimensional, means it's like a spreadsheet. Whatever you have seen, it can have different type of variable also. Whatever list is taking, same thing can be done, but that would be two-dimensional. I'll show how we will create that one. Suppose we are creating a variable num. Suppose as data frame, we are giving a initial as df. It's a variable name, nothing else. You can give anything. Okay, so suppose you can give like r also you can give. So suppose r, it is taking the data frame. So function is data frame only. Data dot frame. Okay, so under data frame, if you want to say some name, you want to give some variable, suppose name. Okay, under name, you want to give first you want to give the character value. Suppose name is suppose Ram. Rahim. This kind of name you can give. Okay, after that you have to give the comma, then you can give the second variable. You can give the age one, whatever we have given in the list only. For age, similarly, you have to mention the function c. Then under the c, suppose their age is 25, 30, 22. Okay. And suppose I want to give the gender of them. For gender, this is a characterization we are making, so we have to mention the factor one. So what we have shown already. Okay, factor. Suppose first one is male. Suppose I am giving m. Second one is suppose male, and third one is female. Okay. Okay, so we have make the data frame called R, which would be visible here. There are three observations with the three variable. This button you can see, it is a data view actually. If you click this one, there will be a open, the window will open as R, this variable name, and it will show your values, means data. Simple way to open, you just have to click this button, it will open this view, the data view. Or you can write this one also, view in bracket R. To run that one also, sorry. it will open the uh, the data of yours. You can directly show from this environment also, or you can write the code, whatever your preference. Okay.
I
So
have a question.
yes.
So in the data frame in the view, uh, in the table that you have just shown, though you have given gender as male, male, female, in the data frame, it is mentioned as female, female, female. How is
Okay.
it? Why is it?
I think it has not taken 1 second. Okay. Why it is taken? Can you answer? Because I have not given the wrong logic I have given. Yes, C I have not given.
Okay.
If you mention C here, I hope it will be fine. Is it fine now? So you have to be particular about your logic. Kindly also share the R script after the. Yeah, we'll share the R script after the session. Okay. First, you see the logic why we are doing this way. Then, if you have that R script, you can easily run that. Okay. So this way, you can mention a data frame where which can be multiple types of variable you can assign. Okay. So basically, the difference the data frame is taking from other types of data. It can be columns, can be different. It means it's a 2D data. Okay, that is most useful in our cases. So that is one of the main reason data frame is so important. It will be useful for further any creating any variables, recording, whatever we will do for further classes. Okay, this is one case. And lastly, I want to mention about that importing and exporting. I think the data is there. Sanita, did you share that data?
Yes, I'm sharing.
Yeah. I have given two data set, small data set, which can be used for importing or exporting the data. Is it fine up to now? I know means if you are familiar with the environment, it would be much easier. Okay, you just have to know the logic and also the function. Sanita, I think have pasted that link. If you can download from there, the there is two under the day one. There is this two data is there. One is Excel and one is CSV. If you can quickly download those two files and save in your folder wherever you are keeping all your data for this workshop. Okay, so for importing and exporting, first you have to know your directory in the which directory you are working. Okay, either you can make the you can set the directory, or you can check the current directory. Suppose I want to check my current directory. Okay. Yeah, we'll explain the NFHS data subsequent classes. Today we are giving only the basic one because NFHS data is big, so we'll share the data of some point, some of the state maybe we can share, and then we'll show how the NFHS data can be imported. But today only we are giving a small example for that. Can't download the second data. Okay, see the first check do with the first one only. Later you can see. Okay, suppose we want to check the directory. So for that you have to write only get WD. WD is means working directory. Okay, then you have to give this open close bracket, open close bracket, and if you run this one, sorry, if you run this one, here the path of your directory it is showing. For me, it is this path. For yours, you can check by writing this command get WD, that is working directory, in bracket. Okay. And if you want to set your directory, you can write set WD. Okay, set working directory, and in bracket you can mention the working directory. Suppose for my cases, suppose this is my working directory. So I just want to I just have to copy this one. This is the directory. This is the file directory. Just copy, and we have to paste that one. But there is a catch. You have to put it in bracket, and you have to put in under this double quote. And there is, you can do in both way. Like for setting directory, you can either put this double slash for each cases wherever there is. Okay, this thing can be done. Okay, or you can do the other way. Just give this the opposite one. So it's slash this only one time. It's up to you, whatever your preference. If you run this one also, it will work. Okay, so it's up to you, whatever your preference. You can give the double slash or the single backslash. Okay, is it fine with the I think for the directory set? Okay, now we'll quickly go to, because we don't have much time, we just will quickly go to how we'll import the data. Okay, so suppose for importing, if you want to import the CSV file, you don't have to install any package. But if you want to import any Excel file, you have to install the package. Okay, so for importing an Excel file, first I will show the CSV file. Suppose I want to import a CSV file. So suppose I am giving a variable name as demo. Okay, and then I'll write read.csv. Okay, I will read the CSV file and give the CSV file name. Suppose for my cases, this is the CSV file. You can check, this is comma separated value file. So this is the value name. Okay, .csv, this is CSV file, comma, is the header. What is the header? That is header that is true. And if the string variable is there, string as factors, this is the function category. How to mention the while writing the function, you have to mention this thing, otherwise the file won't run. So if you run this one, you see there is a new data came as demo. Okay, this is the CSV file. If you want to check, you can just click here, it will show the data. Or you can see the similar way the view one, which I have mentioned, like just have to mention view, and then you have to mention the variable name. Okay, if you run that one also, that will also work similarly. This is the concept of how to import the CSV file. Now suppose if you want to see the CSV file, some data of some CSV file. This is a small file, but if you want this, if you have a large data, suppose for example for NFHS, you want to see only the first couple of first couple of information. Okay, so if you write the head function head, and then if you give the variable name and run, it will show the first 5 or 10 maybe. For here there is only 5 observation is there, so it is showing the 5 1. Maybe it can be 10 or 12. The first few observation you can see through this head option, head in bracket the demo. Okay, then if you want to check string, if you want to check the what are the type of the variable data frame, how the data frame is made, what we are mentioning under the data frame, how the data frame is structured, you can see through this str. Why did we write header and string as factors? Because string here, if you can see the data type, if you check, there is we have to mention while importing, you have categorical variable is also there and string variable is also there. If you don't mention that one, otherwise header is true means there is a header is there. Header means these variable names that is there. So if you don't mention that one, that will be taken as a simple observation. So you have to mention the header one, header is there, and string as factor means wherever is string is there, we have to mention as factor or category. Okay, suppose for here gender, it is there, so we are making as a category. So through this str function of demo, we can check how the data frame is constructed. Okay, so just for your information, we'll go to the descriptive analysis and all those things. But suppose we want to see the summary of the data. We just write the summary and the demo of that variable, that function. Sorry, the variable demo. It will give all the information of summary of all the variable. Okay, suppose for the name, its length of 5, its character, age, its minimum, what is the value of minimum, maximum, median, mean, gender, all the information summary of the data it will give through this function. Okay, and lastly, string as factor. Why false? Because all the string are not factors. This is factor, okay, but this is not factor. If we say it is true, it will take both the string as factor. So we don't want that. We want only wherever the data frame is, how the data frame is structured, that will take as it is, not like we want to update that one. That's why we want making the string as factor as false. Okay. So suppose we want to import some Excel file. Okay, for that we have to install a package that is called as read Excel. Also, suppose you have to install that package. You just write install.packages. Under that, you just mention read Excel. Okay, that is the package name. You run this one. It will show the how that package will be installed. Okay, so you have to install that read Excel package. Okay, for for importing the read Excel file. Okay, this is for importing, and if you want to export the Excel, For CSV file, you don't need any packages for importing or exporting, but for Excel file, it is needed. We'll show how this data file or other file for importing, exporting, what are the packages. For today only, we are showing this one. Okay, install the packages and the package name is write Excel. Okay, if you run that one, it will automatically install that package. And suppose we want to export the data. Also, the both quickly will show the import and exporting. We just have to write for importing Excel. Suppose demo one, I want to give the name read.excel. Okay, for that one, you have to call the library also, because it is a different, it is a not inbuilt one. So you have to mention the library. Whenever you are installing that any package, you have to call that one. Otherwise, it won't work. So for after installing that one, you have to call the library. So after installing the packages, you have to also run the library of that particular package. So now it is read. Now, if you want to read the Excel file, suppose that is demo.tk. Beauty of this one, you don't have to mention the header and all those things. It will automatically take. Okay, so path we have not mentioned. So if you don't mention the path, you can copy the all the path. If you can copy of that particular file's path from copy path, and you have to paste that one here. Just you have to give the double one whenever needed under the code. Now, if you run this one, it will demo one will come. Okay. Similarly, you can show that similarly for Excel file also. Okay. So for this is for importing, and if you want to export the same file for any file, I'm just exporting the same file. For example, right, the file is for exporting, it is write dot Excel. Okay, you have to call the library, otherwise it won't. Okay, now if you want to export the file, so suppose you want to export the demo file, comma, we want to export as data export dot suppose XLS. Okay. It will be exported to the same folder where your directory is there. You can see it is exported here. Similarly, you can try with the CSV one. I'm not going with the CSV one. The same function you can use. Only the write dot CSV is there, and then file name and demo data export dot CSV. Same thing can be repeated. Okay. This is the importing and exporting. I think today the time is over. This is all about today. The basic structure, how the data interface is there, how the data structure is there, what are the type of data is there, what are the arithmetic various function is there. We'll go more with this one tomorrow also. Okay, so you just grab this one for today only. I don't want to keep pressure much for today. I'll share one small exercise kind of thing. You can try that one. If you face any issue, you can let me know. Or if you are facing any issue with this for today, we'll also explain. We'll try to resolve that one also. Yeah, we will provide all the codes, all the recording also with you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that is all for today. Pankaj, Amit, you want to add something?
No, it's fine. I request Ramya to conclude.
Okay. Thank you so much, Saurav sir, for this insightful session. And I guess that we have come to the conclusion of today's session, and we'll be joining in tomorrow at the same time as well as today, like at 6. I would request all of y'all if you could join in like 10 minutes earlier. That would be great so that we could start on time and end it on time, as it's weekend and all of us have things to do. So that's it for the day. And yeah, thank you so much for joining, and have a good evening.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. We'll connect tomorrow. We can